Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the saloon of the show.
Rootin' tootin'.
And it's Marg time.
Whoa!
Evan Aubrey.
You have a margarita in a can?
Carbonated?
No, it's just canned.
Yeah.
But it is 12.5%. I'm at my in-laws' house, and I was raiding their fridge because they said I could, and found this. We're house sitting, so it's all mine.
They better let you. If you're house sitting, you should just have full access to whatever is in the refrigerator.
Oh man, this is about to be a very unhinged episode.
I think
Very
it's
unhinged episode.
I think
wow.
it's about to be unhinged for other reasons. Ben, you have a mason jar. What's in that?
I made myself a little kind of cocktail. It's mainly apple juice or Trader Joe's Honey Crisp apple cider.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Ben's still on that
splash.
juice train.
Yeah.
I'm still on the juice train. Getting back from Hawaii, though, it's more like autumnal juices that are really still kind of tickling my fancy.
Yeah.
And I added to it a little bit of the IPA whiskey.
Oh,
Trying to make that work.
Trying to make it work.
Yeah. Ian.
Then, autumnal juices, I get it. Can you give me the other seasonal juices?
The autumnal, autumnal ones or other seasonal ones?
Like, what's the spring
a winter
juice?
juice? Yeah,
Summer juice, winter
Yeah.
juice.
Spring juice.
Spring juice. I mean, it's true. I couldn't I don't have my graph ready, my XY
Yeah.
coordinates for where each one of them lands. I think orange juice is a pretty solid summer juice though. You wake up in the morning and it's hot and it's summer, you're like, a nice glass of orange juice is gonna pulpy.
Oh,
Interesting.
Oh, you like to chew your juice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
choose you.
As far as a springtime juice, it kind of makes me think something more tropical on the tropical side, like a mango or perhaps pineapple.
Like this mango LaCroix I'm drinking.
Ooh,
Spring is sprung.
Yeah. I guess I think the problem is I associate juice with fruits, right? That's where you get juice. And I associate most fruits with the summer and fall because that's when they're harvested.
Right. Technically, there's no such thing as a winter
Juice. You want my radish
Seasonally.
juice?
Right.
who decided to call almond and oat milks? Why can't we have nut juice?
Well, because nuts milk.
Do they?
Okay.
They're white.
You're saying that nuts
Creamy?
Oh,
I guess it's a close enough of replacement to real milk. I get it. I'm just saying.
You wish you could say that they've been juiced.
Yeah.
Like I'm juicing this nut.
Well, no, I guess Ian's right because you can't. I think the definition is it inherently contains liquid as opposed to you have to add liquid to it to get
Yes.
a milk.
Yeah,
Is
you
it
have
also-
to. You have to add water to ground up almonds to get almond milk.
I thought don't you press the nuts?
You do press the nuts, and they do. I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think you boil them before you press them. So they get saturated and they have liquid that you can squeeze out of them kind of
Yeah.
situation. But if
So you
just
end up using a ton of water.
yeah, but if you just stick nuts in a blender or whatever, like you would with a fruit, or you get that one of those lime juicers or something, and you just rub nuts
Right.
against it, it's not gonna work.
Juice won't come out.
Yeah.
Nuts are dairy, right? Because you have nut milk, but then you also have nut butters.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can make
yeah.
nut cheese.
Yeah, nut cheese.
Actually, you're not wrong. The parallels are shockingly.
Man, picture of a cow, picture of a peanut.
Yeah.
They're corporate wants to
Tell
know.
me the difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
These two pictures.
Got some spots
peanut-
and a leg on it.
A peanut's not a nut, but anyway.
Well, that's It's over, guys. Not funny.
Episode done.
Yep.
Slam your laptop closed. Throw your phone out the car window.
Listeners,
all that kind of
listeners, I
stuff.
want you to know that like at the end of the last episode, Ian goes, "That episode wasn't funny." And Ian, I think you're right. We should just scrap it from the record.
If it's not funny.
Yeah.
This is episode 262 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for all you know, listener, we've already done 60 different takes of this episode, but this
Yeah.
one's the funny one.
This is our best one.
Rest assured that we only publish the funny one.
Yeah.
We even left these rooms in 2 months trying to
Yes.
get you a good episode.
Just trying to get it right.
Yeah. It's kind of like we do like extensive like rehearsals where we all have like characters and we like go to like a table read and we try to like figure our characters out and then we come to the recording and do like a live improv.
Listeners think the show is improvised, but it's actually like Law and Order, where every fucking move is scripted. Like where we sit on our chair has been taped, marked off.
Yeah. You can't see it because of the angle of my camera, but there's just gaffer's tape all over my floor.
And Ice-T is here.
Yeah. He's like, you mean to tell me that you cook and eat Pokemon?
And then he hits my head against the top of the door as he puts me in the cop car.
Yes.
He's like, whoops.
All right. Well, this might date the episode, but we have some important information to discuss today, which is earlier this week I was talking to you all, and I was like, the Switch 2 is going to be announced on Thursday. And everyone was like, that's never going to happen. I texted our friend Michael Woods about this, and he was like, that's never going to happen. I was like, it's going to happen. Believe me. Believe. Ted Lasso believe kind of situation. And Thursday came around. We woke up this morning. We all groggily got our phones and looked at them. And then you saw a text message from one Jeremy Zielik with the trailer for the Switch 2. And it's official.
Seconds.
It's real. It's been officially announced. There is a new Nintendo console coming out with new Nintendo-based games on it.
Jeremy, for the
including Mario
announcement,
Kart.
were you like in your nice plaid button-up PJs like Christmas Eve, and you were like ready to? And then Christmas morning comes around, and you're like, "Oh boy!" And then you run downstairs, and you're like, "It's Switch 2 day, everybody."
Well, I knew it was going to happen this morning, and usually Nintendo announces things at 9 Eastern time, which is 7 our time, but they announced it earlier. They announced it at like 6 or something. I don't know. To get it out this morning. So I text you all that, and then later in that morning, you're like, I think this important text message from Ian. That's it?
Yeah, I wish my
I think
fucking
you should
job
read the
was
whole
making-
exchange. I'd love to hear it from your perspective, Jeremy.
Well, I just texted you guys. I was like, here it is. Ian said, that's it. And I said, what more do you want? And then Ian texted an emoji of a robot, which I assume you mean you want AI in the Switch too, right?
You're dead fucking wrong, Jeremy.
Okay.
Think about the only robot that matters in Nintendo.
Oh,
Chibi Robo.
Rob.
Wait, let's talk about this for a second. Isn't it kind of sad that if they were to ever make a Chibi Robo, it would have to be AI? There'd have to be some sort of AI reference.
Fuck.
Yeah,
It's over.
I mean, it is. A Chibi Robo is AI. I'm sorry, Ben. It's artificial intelligence to clean up your house.
Well, yes, but
he does use
just
a lot
like
of power.
in the whole like aesthetic of the game, they'd have to at least address it. It'd be like an elephant in the room if they didn't at least have like some sort of chatbot companion
Chibi
element
GPT.
Chibi.
Chibi
GT.
Chibi
GPT. That's a little hard to say.
I mean, that is kind of like already worked into the. I don't know if you guys have played the game extensively, but
I
His
have
house.
played Chibi Robo. Yeah, the house.
the house would be like an AI unit that like. It's like this is the best way to get stains out of. Get those cum stains out of Dad's sheets or whatever.
Okay.
They gotta make it relevant for Gen Alpha or whatever. Like,
Right.
Okay.
So
shock
Jeremy, I texted a video to the group of what I was hoping the Switch 2 would be.
Okay.
Which
it looks like
is-
we've got a Cloud here and Sephiroth. And okay, it's a Chocobo. It says sound on. I don't know if I want the sound on for this.
Probably not. No, but basically what I was hoping was a fluffy Steam, not Steam. It's a Steam Deck that's Chocobo edition, but I wanted a fluffy Switch 2 that I could like pet.
Okay.
Oh.
So you want the Switch 2 to be soft, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What Evan wants is chair dog Switch.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
Perfectly molded to your hands. Like you hold it and it like grows into your hands.
And it purrs.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah. This baby purrs.
Wow.
Okay.
That would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been better than
That's
the
a
15
really
seconds.
unique-
15 seconds of, oh yeah, you can still play Switch games on it. And that's fucking it. Oh, look, it spins in a circle. Great.
So it's like, yeah, I'm curious to know. Obviously, Evan had some like texture desires, dreams, and aspirations for the Switch 2. I don't know if
Yeah,
anyone
soft.
else had any like things that you wanted out of a second Switch, and if they were fulfilled by the trailer. Because to me, the trailer was giving like, there's a new iPhone out.
Yeah.
And it's bigger, and you can use the Joy-Cons as mice.
This is something I would like, and I know a lot of people would like.
Okay.
Can I hook my Bluetooth headset to it?
You can
Whoa.
better. They really highlighted the headphone port, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This is 2025, losers."
Yeah, like
So-
what was the deal with that? There was like some other mysterious port, which
Well, it wasn't
brought up a
mysterious. It was like a
question.
USB-C port.
There's
it's like
two
cool.
USB-C ports on it, and you guys want to know
to do what?
Well,
Charge
oh,
twice as
hold
fast.
on. I'm going to tell you what the
Could
hot rumor is.
Jeremy, could I plug a mouse into that USB-C port?
Possibly. One, possibly. Two. The rumor, and this is based on old, like a couple years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, Nintendo trademarked a thing, which is a second screen that you could either connect wirelessly or through a USB connector, so you could turn it into a dual screen device. So you like
DS?
yeah, like a
Like
DS. So you hook a
big
second
DS.
screen onto the top, because that's where the USB port is now. Because on the Switch, the USB-C port's on the bottom, and they've added another one on the top. And the reason that they might have added one on the top is that you can plug a second screen into it and then use it like a DS.
Could you plug in your regular Switch?
No,
That would be kind of
let's
sick.
try.
honestly.
I would try.
If you didn't have to get rid of your regular Switch and you can use it as a second screen, that's kind of sick.
That would be sick. If it's not that, stupid.
There's also the mysterious C button on the right side of the controllers. They add an extra button. Nobody knows what it does yet. And again, this is speculation. There's two main things of speculation for the mysterious C button. One is that it is related to the dual screen thing, that it can stream game information from the Switch that you're holding in your hands to the dock if it's plugged into your television, and then you can have two screens like the Wii U. So you have one in your hands and one on the TV, and you can do asynchronous stuff. So that's one option for the C button, which stands for like cast. So you're casting the game from your Switch to the dock. And then the other option for the C button is community, and you hit it and you can do social media stuff into it kind of situation,
Jeremy,
like the Miiverse.
If history has taught us anything, the GameCube didn't have a community stick. Okay,
That's true.
Right.
so I'm holding out hope for the little Lenovo nub,
Yeah, it's a nub.
I gotta say,
ThinkPad nub.
Yeah,
whatever it does do, it's gonna turn into the same thing that the fucking like screen capture button is, which is you bring a friend over to play a game and they're like, oh, whoops, sorry, whoops, whoops, and they take like 30 photos. It's just gonna like send out 30 tweets of like nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
all right.
so it's okay. Stands for cast.
Yes.
Community.
Those are
Does
the
this-
two best guesses at the moment.
Could stand for creamsicle.
Yeah, creamsicle.
Okay. No, I'm not
Cantaloupe.
looking for like other ones. I just want to like see, is it possible that you could podcast from your Switch 2 controller?
If we all have Switch 2s in front of us and we hit the C button, we
Yeah.
all enter into a podcast.
Did it have a camera on it?
It does have a
Camera button.
So
I'd already had the share button already does take screenshots though, as a thing. So it can. There's a question about the top USB-C port could also be used for things like a camera, so you could plug a camera on the top.
Maybe
like the Game Boy
screenshot.
camera.
It's like Be Real, where it takes a screenshot and a photo of you at the same time.
I hate that.
Yeah,
I would hate that.
Ben, don't you want to be real? You're like playing Mario Kart 9, and you're like, I gotta be real. So you hit the C button, and it's like you getting blue shelled, and it's like it's Monday or whatever.
Picture of Ian vomiting while he's getting first place.
Yes. Yeah.
If we could capture that in real time.
Yeah, if we could be real, Ian like vomiting real hard and then beating my whole family at Mario Kart, and winning my house.
My whole family.
Do you think could you plug what if the second screen is like a pair of glasses you wear?
And you hit the C button and it goes to your glasses.
Right,
Which stands for
you get
cornea.
to C button.
But
Yeah,
it's like
visualize.
it's still dual screen, so it's kind of like having bifocals.
So you look down at the switch in your hand, and then you look up at the one in your glasses.
Exactly.
Whoa.
If you want to see up close in the game, you look you look down and then you look up to see far.
That sounds like it would make me very sick, if I'm being honest.
Can I plug my Vision Pro into the Switch, and does that work?
So there is technically VR support on the original Switch if you use the Labo device. They have cardboard VR. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's not impossible that there could be VR output on the Switch too. Also, it's much more powerful than the original Switch. So I think it could be, it has more resources to do that.
So on this tip of peripherals, compatibility, me and Michael were talking earlier today about the Switch 2.
He's like, will my
reactions
Alarmo
to it.
work with it?
That was his exact question.
Did he get an Alarmo?
No, but he was just wondering if it's compatible with Alarmo, since they've been announced within the same period of time.
Well, I think the Alarmo works with the Nintendo account, which is what you use to, play online on the Switch 2 and access the Nintendo Music app on your phone if you want to listen to your favorite tunes. So I think it will be compatible in that realm.
I mean, hey, if they're taking a book out of Apple's page, there's probably some sleeper hardware in the Alarmo that we just aren't aware of yet.
Yeah.
It'll be activated when the Switch 2 comes online.
Yeah, I mean, you bring a Switch 2 in the house, and the Alarmo is like, you have a Switch 2, and then it adds an extra alarm set. It can finally comprehend having two people in one bed for when you wake up in the morning.
Because they know how much tail you're gonna get.
Yeah, with the Switch 2. That's why it's got a fucking 2. It's because there's two of you, baby.
Oh shit.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So now we've laid out the case for the Switch 2.
Have we?
Well,
It
I'm,
seems
Jeremy,
like
I'm,
it.
I'm glad you brought up the dual screen thing, because I have some dual screen items of my own that I just found while trying to search for a pair of headphones.
Oh.
What do you want to show us?
So this will be really quick. I was looking for headphones, panicking last minute, and I was looking all around Tori's parents' house, and I found her. I didn't find there was a DS Lite case, but there was no DS Lite in it. But I did find Sims 2 Pets for Nintendo DS. I found Cooking Mama.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I found Kirby Superstar Ultra.
Oh,
Nice.
hell
Those are quality titles.
Yeah.
And I've heard they're gonna add, speaking of which, DS games to the Nintendo Switch Online for the Switch 2 kind of situation, as to get you on the new system kind of thing.
Give me just a universal port that I can throw any previous cartridge into.
So you can't play all Switch games, or maybe not all of them. There's a few that you might not be able to, because you probably can't play the Labo on it because it's so much bigger that it doesn't fit in the cardboard piano that comes with the Labo games kind of situation. But you should be able to play 95% of every Switch game on the Switch 2. Just shove that cartridge in there. It's like when you got a DS and it had a Game Boy port on the bottom. You could just shove your Game Boy games up there.
So,
please.
Michael also brought up this thing that I had completely forgotten about, but the new 3DS.
What?
Ben, you forgot the new 3DS?
I forgot the new 3DS.
Yes, and the new Nintendo 2DS.
I thought that was shut down.
They shut that one down, Ben.
I don't think it exists, but I was like, this console just doesn't really seem. It just seems like they kind of just like upgraded it a little bit. And he was like, it reminds me of when they did the new 3DS.
Oh,
and I was like, what is that? So I had forgotten it had been erased from my memory.
Yes,
that the new 3DS ever
I would
existed.
say this console is more comparable to the upgrade between the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance.
Let's address this.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Xbox and then Xbox 2. I guess PlayStation does it. They just number their shit.
PlayStation, they're on 5 of those boys right now.
But the Switch, like, they could have done, like, Switcheroo.
Oh, yes.
The Super Switch.
Too.
Yeah,
Super
I think,
Switch.
look, as I was talking with Michael 2 years ago now, I think they should have called it the Switch, where there's 2 eyes, and that makes the 2.
That's pretty good.
So SWIITHCH,
It's like
TCH, the Switch.
It's like Wii.
Yeah, and the eyes are the 2, and you get the Wii in there too.
Could have gone with
You should
the
have talked about it on the
Switch
podcast
XL.
sooner.
Yeah,
Interns would have heard.
Well, I think they're calling it the Switch 2 to emphasize that it has the same form factor as the Switch, but it is a new console that will have games that cannot be run on the previous one. So you can't buy Mario Kart 9 and play it on the original Switch. You can only play it on the Switch 2, much as that I can't buy a PS5 game and play it on the PS4.
So what do I do with it?
With the Switch 2, you play
with the
games
one-
on it.
No, with the Switch 1.
You throw it in the fucking trash, Evan.
God,
No.
damn it. I was hoping all the power would be in the Joy-Cons, and then you just like attach those to your original
Well,
Switch.
the Joy-Cons are bigger now. They're a different size. It's like completely different. And get this, they don't slide on. You slam them together. You like slap it.
I was kind of... Call me crazy.
Uh-huh.
Controller's in the middle. Screen's on the outside.
Okay. How does that work exactly?
The screens snap onto the
The sides of
the central
the
controller console. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I think the slapping kind of sound of the Switch 2 will help them sell Waluigi MILF Hunter, though.
Right. Yes, it will. I will say that the snapping sound and the effect in the trailer, they did a good job with that.
You got the ASMR giggles from that.
There was a good design around it.
I can't wait
and
to
I can
pinch my
appreciate
fucking
that.
fingers in those things.
Well, you know what the big thing with the new Joy-Cons connecting is that it's not, you don't slide them on, they're magnets. So you they just snap into there.
That,
and you have
that
to,
was my biggest pet peeve of owning a Switch. Like the first 2 days where I was like, how the fuck does this thing go on? And then I got it like stuck on my console.
because you tried to pull it apart instead of lifting it up and down.
Or like you try to slide it back on, but it slides on the wrong way.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
yeah.
stuck like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah,
No, it's true.
These are magnets, so you have to. There's like buttons on the back that release them, but they're going to be hold on, so it's going to be firm.
Wait, how does that
while
work?
you get it on there?
What are the buttons doing?
What are the buttons doing? They
Is it a stronger magnet?
No, the buttons turn the magnets on and off. So the magnets are on, the controllers
You
are
can
connected.
do that? Aren't magnets always on, Jeremy?
And no, they're electromagnets. You could make a magnet that has a button that you push on it that goes on and off. That's the power of technology.
It really is 2025.
yeah,
Aren't
Donald
magnets
Trump is
just
president.
always
You can turn
on?
magnets off. Man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I will say, okay, let's transition to the final section of the Switch 2, which is that they announced a new Mario Kart game to go along with it, obviously.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, Mario Kart 9.
Was that in the trailer?
Yeah, at the end of the Switch 2.
Ian gave up after the first 5 seconds.
How long was that? Wasn't the trailer only like a minute?
It was 2.5 minutes.
Oh.
That's
I
where
guess
the Yoshi. Jeremy took a screenshot of a
Yoshi burger stand?
diner.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's
thought Jeremy just AI'd that or some shit.
No, that's from Mario Kart 9.
Holy shit. It stayed on the screen that said you could play games from the Switch for so long. I was like, great, that's it.
Well, so Ian, that happens after they show Mario Kart. So you must have just blacked out for 20 seconds.
Did you watch the whole thing? You can watch the whole thing right now if you want to.
Yeah, excuse me.
Excuse me. Yes,
We can
so they
capture your
announced-
live reaction.
So they announced Mario Kart 9. Not a lot of information. There's only about like 20 seconds of footage, right? But there's one really important thing about it, which is that they'll have 24 racers now on tracks. So in Mario Kart 8, it's 12, so they're doubling the amount of people that can be on a track at a single time.
That's going to be
Chaos.
insanity.
Yes,
24
chaos.
people.
Yeah. Now it's 24 people. I don't know how do they keep up with it?
Can I play as
this-
Wii Fit Trainer?
Oh.
Yeah, put the Wii Fit trainer in Mario Kart. She just rides around on the like Wii balance board as like a hoverboard.
Hoverboards.
Yeah.
Yeah, will they add new vehicle classes to Mario?
Well, there is actually one of the characters is riding a snowmobile. So in the
I'll allow
trailer,
it.
so there you go. Yes.
Give me like boats. Give me
Yeah.
water
Okay.
Boats with wheels. Yeah.
Yeah, no water, Jeremy. Boats don't have wheels.
Some boats have wheels. All I'm saying is that I think Mario Kart 9 is going to be a fun time, and I would bet dollars to donuts. That's the game that you buy when the Switch is launched in like June or whatever, when it Switch 2 when it comes out in June. That's
The thing that's crazy about that is that you've never had your own copy of Mario Kart for Switch. You've always played someone else's copy.
Yeah,
because
well, see,
you were always like, well, they'll soon enough they'll make another one, and I won't. I've already
fucking 10
played the
years
other
later,
one
Ben,
for a
they
long
did.
time. And
Ian, so you saw Mario Kart 9. What'd you think?
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
They don't say Mario Kart 9 anywhere in there. How
Yes,
do we know
but
that's not
there's-
just another fucking DLC track?
Because there's 20. I just said there's 24 people on the track. That's impossible in Mario
counted
Kart
them.
8. Yeah,
Impossible. You
That
heard
is-
it here. Ian.
it is impossible. They don't have enough. They can't run it that far. But yes, there you can see the start of the racetrack, and there's 24 spots for the racers to start at.
That's some like jet fuel melting steel beam shit where it's like I don't
It's right
believe
there in the footage.
it. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Footage is a little
Down
grainy,
and to the
Jeremy. I
left.
can't.
Yes, it's Mario Kart 9 or maybe 10. I don't know.
Or maybe 10. Did they
Yeah.
skip 9?
They
that'd
might
be awesome
skip
if
9.
they skipped 9.
Is this like a Windows situation where they skip
No,
9?
it's some people think that they consider the iPhone Mario Kart, which is called Mario Kart
That's
Tour,
not-
to be Mario Kart
no.
9. So some people think that this is Mario Kart 10.
They could
So.
do Mario Kart X, like Roman numerals.
Yeah.
Well, they already got Mar 10.
Yeah.
Mar 10 cart.
MAR 10
That would be good.
cart.
Yep.
Boom. That's all you need. The other speculation about Mario Kart right now, I can't promise this at all. But the concept is looking at kind of the track. If you look at the track, it's very open. You cannot see the end of the horizon on the track. So that means the track is very big. And that might be to accommodate 24 drivers, right? But it also might indicate that tracks aren't position-based, but instead time-based. So the track is so big that there's multiple ways to go around it, and you have to do it the quickest, not necessarily be in first place positionally ahead of other characters.
Wouldn't you be positionally ahead if you were faster than everyone?
Well, they like in professional racing, there'll be staggered time starts, if that makes sense. Like at F1 and NASCAR and stuff. Like they not F1 and NASCAR. What am I thinking of?
Cars.
Cars, yes. But because of the way that the staggering works, that you start in the same position, but people further back will have different times, like they're timed differently, and because they're starting so far back in the back position.
I'm gonna
Open
push back and
world.
say it's open world.
Yeah,
Like you can drive off the track.
Sorry, Ian.
yeah,
You can go wherever you want. You can
Yeah.
stop for a burger.
yeah. At Yoshi Burger.
Oh.
Well,
Pit
they-
stops.
Well, in the
Open
footage,
world Mario Kart. Let's talk about it.
There's a mysterious new item in the Yoshi Burger, and people are thinking mayhaps it's like a pit stop, and you have to like go there to refuel your car.
Wait, so this is quest-based Mario Kart?
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Fuck.
Do you get to like? Not only do you pick like your glider and stuff, but you also pick your pit crew.
Yeah. Like, you get a bunch of fucking shy guys changing your tires.
It's kind of like an RPG where you like have like your bard and like your mage character.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
your,
man.
It's Baldur's Gate. Mario.
Oh
Kart.
shit!
Yes.
Mario Kart.
Wow.
Mario Kart 10. Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
I gotta fuck all these characters.
Yes. Yeah, there's deep dialogue trees with each cart. You get to learn about each one individually. But yeah, that's literally all I have about the Switch 2 at the moment. We have to wait till April to get more game announcements, April 2nd.
Well, until then, we can just keep talking
Yeah, we can
about
make shit.
whatever. We
Yeah.
can be anything we want it to be for
Yeah,
right
we
now.
can make whatever the fuck we want up about this console. Who's going to fucking stop us?
Schrodinger's Switch 2.
Well, it's here. It's real. It exists, and it's going to come out in like the next 3 or 4 months. Well, it's going to come out in like June, I think, because we have to double check it. They're doing in-person events where you can go and play it before it's released.
Please hear me. Hands-on events,
Yes.
I think, is what.
Yeah, hands-on.
Ian finished watching the video.
Yes, that's true. And unfortunately, we don't live anywhere near. Well, Ben, you're not going to be in California by that time. But in April and May, they have events in New York, Washington D.C., and L.A. where you can go and play the Switch 2 in person. Maybe Mario will be there. I don't know.
Time to take another vacation.
Well, I've already got a big vacation coming up, so
Cancel.
well, nope, I'm not going to do that. So there you go. The Switch 2, it's here. And with that, there might be a new Pokemon game coming out soon. There actually is. There's a Pokemon game coming out this year, Pokemon Legends ZA, which we'll get more information on in February. But in the meantime, let's talk about cooking and eating Pokemon. Each week here on I Choose You, we select a random new Pokemon to cook and eat. We share our recipes with one another, and then we vote in a democratic manner on the best recipe. This week's Pokemon is Roaring Moon, the Paradox version of Salamence. Ben was not the winner. There was a tie, but this episode we're banking these episodes pretty far in advance, so that episode hasn't come out yet. So Ben, let's just say you start this week. And Ben, what's your recipe for Roaring Moon?
My recipe for Roaring Moon. Yes. Well, I have to say one thing first, which is I apologize.
Wow.
I'm going to have to recant some statements from last episode.
Oh, shit. Wow.
When we were talking about the biology section, I was like, isn't it fucking weird that, like, it's like, according to this magazine, blah, 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 blah. But, and then it had all this weird stuff about time travel and whatever, where you're like, this is crazy. I think that's just like every one of the Paradox Pokemon has this description because that's just part of what happens at that part of the game.
Okay, they're all in magazines.
They're all in magazines. They're all time traveled. They're all have that same like structure.
Yeah.
So that was on me.
Okay.
For
It's fine.
not knowing anything about this.
It's okay.
Because I was looking through and I was like, oh yeah, no, this has the same like weird, like fucking crazy element to it.
Yeah.
So also it looks very strange. It looks like such a weird, like tiny creature for having such huge wings. And I don't know how to wrap my head around that.
I mean, I guess 6 feet is smaller than I would anticipate, if that makes sense. Like, it should be bigger, right?
It looks smaller than 6 feet.
It's like, it's mega, right? Like, it's...
Isn't
that its thing?
Well, it's just kind of special. And from the past or the future? Is this one from the future?
It's from the past.
Okay, it's from the past.
It's like a prehistoric, like, ancient Salamence.
Okay.
That's why it's small, right? Because it's like,
ancient relative of Mega Salamence.
Okay,
there you go.
Yeah. So maybe it is a little bigger. But
have a... new metric for how big a Pokemon is if Evan can dunk on it.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
So anyway, I didn't really know what to do with this thing.
Okay.
And it felt very like, dinosaur territory.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I'm sure it's probably just like birds and stuff, but like, who knows, right?
Sure.
So I needed to focus on something. I decided to just focus on the roaring section of the thing. And I was like, rip roaring's a thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Rip roaring time, you might have. I looked up rip roaring recipes just to see what would come up. And there was a few things that didn't really make a whole lot of sense, but looked like fun things, including the Rip Roarin' Runzas, aka Cornhusker Calzones.
Oh, okay.
Which seemed very silly.
I'm down for a Cornhusker calzone.
But my eyes strayed to a different recipe that looked a little bit more cursed.
Distracted boyfriend meme to a different recipe.
Hey, my recipe's up here.
Yeah, because and you'll be able to tell. No, you won't be able to tell why. I'll have to describe for you why this took over my attention. But this recipe is from food.com, and it says Roarin' 20s, Toad in the Hole.
Ooh,
yeah, baby.
Toad Nintendo.
Oh.
Not Toad from Nintendo, just Toad.
Okay.
In the hole.
Yeah.
And I can tell that Ian already knows what the Toad in the hole is.
Oh yeah.
Do you? I'm imagining like egg in a hole, but with a live frog.
I'm gonna guess. I'm not familiar with this. I'm gonna guess it's some sort of drink of some kind.
Some sort of drink. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I will send you a screenshot of the Toad in the hole that I will be preparing.
Oh, it's not coming yet.
It's the Toad in the hole is on the way.
Okay,
it
nice.
is not yet in the hole.
One in the toad, two in the hole.
Oh no!
We're a little DPing this one.
Okay, didn't expect that.
Okay, let's look
basically,
at this thing.
Basically, the Toad in the hole is a British food.
Of course, only they would think of such dastardly delights as putting a sausage in a whatever this is.
Well, it's a sausage that's cooked and surrounded in like some sort of what is it? Kensington? No, Yorkshire pudding.
Okay,
Yeah,
sausage pudding.
Dude, Yorkshire pudding fucks.
So this is like another example of where I'm taking something that's significant to Ian for my recipe, unintentionally, obviously. Do you want to? How would you describe Yorkshire pudding?
It's a really light bread. It's almost like I don't know. I ate a lot of them as a kid.
Okay.
A lot.
I've never had it before.
Real quick question, and maybe Ian knows this, but like, where did the etymology of pudding like break off between breads and liquid? I'm so lost.
Yeah, when did it like become two evolutionary distinct branches?
Probably when like those filthy separatists left the UK, right? Formed America. They were like, yeah, biscuits, they're not cookies.
On these things, we stand united.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So anyway, yeah, Toad in the hole is really just sausage cooked in pudding, bread pudding, essentially. And I figured it was the perfect recipe for this because it talks about how in this recipe that I found, it has a playful name, and much like its cousin, Pigs in a Blanket.
The most humiliating of foods. I think I'm gonna level with you. This looks a little more humiliating.
I agree. See, I think there's something different. It's sort of like they're being drowned in it instead of being like enveloped in it.
Yeah, they're not being wrapped up in blankets. They're being suffocated in pudding.
That's interesting, you guys. I see that, but I'm also pondering like pig in a blanket, very like individualistic. But Toad in the Hole, we went out together. You know what I mean?
It's like when Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty fell off the waterfall together. Like
Together,
you're dying together.
right? I see what you're saying. It's sort of like solidarity.
Yes, comrade.
Versus like pig in a blanket's like everyone's got their own little like
Humiliation.
Everyone got corralled into their own humiliating bundle.
Right. Are we? So it raises the question: humiliated in a group,
Yeah.
better or worse?
Oh. A humiliation orgy, if you will.
Yeah, I think it's a little
Humiliation.
worse.
Humiliation shared, half humiliated. However that saying goes.
Well, I don't know. If you're sharing in the humiliation, then I feel like it's being exponentially worse because you know that the person next to you is also humiliated. So you're like, oh, God, secondhand embarrassment. Like, get a load of this guy. But then you're also feeling that, too.
Yeah, the last element of it that I think is also embarrassing, humiliating, perhaps, is like, and it also kind of brings me back to the title, is like, moon. The idea of moon as a verb is like so lost in today's culture.
To moon.
To
Yes.
moon someone.
You're saying that, like, Gen Alpha doesn't know the ritual of pulling down their pants and putting their butts
Just showing your bare ass to another human
at
being.
other people.
Right. Which is so surprising because
God.
no, I'm glad. I'm honestly glad that that's no longer part of the like pop culture mind frame of a thing that you can do to prank someone is to non-consensually show them your rumpus. But I did think about it when I was thinking of Roaring Moon because it almost sounds like a type of mooning that you might do.
Okay, is that like where you like fart while you're doing it?
Yeah, I guess that could be it. I didn't spend much time thinking about it, but it was top of mind. Then I saw these pictures of all these freaking sausages being humiliated, and it almost looks like they're also kind of being like they're mooning you.
You're
they're-
being humiliated.
They're like face down into the pudding, and we're being mooned. So like that's why I'm making a rip roaring moon in the hole meal.
Moon in the hole.
Where rip roaring moon in the hole, and basically I'm going to be making the sausage in the what is it, Toad in the Hole, for out of the meat from the Roaring Moon. So yeah, essentially you just make your batter, and like you to do that put together like flour, salt, pepper. Make like a well with some eggs in the middle and milk, and then whisk it all together and let it sit for a little bit. You're going to you're going to brown your sausages, put it in, then you're going to pour the batter over them, bake it for a little bit, pop it back out. I think I would prefer, this doesn't say to do this, but I would prefer to probably serve it with some sauces, like a good mustard. Or maybe even like a barbecue sauce. I wouldn't be opposed to some sort of hot sauce maybe as well. I'd like to keep it a little fresh in the sauce department because it seems
Ian's
a
like,
little
what are you
bland.
doing to my pudding?
It seems a little bland. Just like
That's the point.
correct me if I... Okay.
Holy shit. Mustard?
Kill
someone?
It sounds more and
Mustard.
more humiliating each step you take.
Oh, God. So I always had Yorkshire pudding. That was like the side dish. My dad would make like a roast beef in the oven, like homemade, and gravy, like a nice
Okay.
mushroom gravy
that's
on the
it.
top. The Yorkshire pudding like soaks that up.
Okay. I think I need a sauce of some sort for this mixture. Gravy I'm into.
Do a sausage
okay.
gravy,
Yeah, could do a sauce. Could make a gravy out of the sausage. Actually,
but please
That'd
don't
be
put
delicious.
barbecue sauce on it.
Please.
Don't
I won't put
disrespect
barbecue
the
sauce
king
on it.
like that.
Humiliated? Sure. But
Yeah.
these
not that
sausages might
far.
be face down, ass up in the pudding, but I'll be damned if you soil them.
I'll be damned.
Do you think you could, obviously previous royal, but maybe like the sausages are like corgis and their little butts are sticking out?
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
That would be the case if we lived in the past, Jeremy. But I'm living in the now, and now
King
we
Charles,
have no
it's all about
queens.
people as pets.
Yeah. Yeah. He's way into that. Look, I'm going to love with you. I know like nothing about the current monarch of England. I know his name's King Charles, and
I'd like to keep it that way. I don't
he's
want to
like-
know anything about him.
Well, I don't know if he loves corgis or if he has like a weird like fetish. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
I don't give a shit.
Did the queen have a weird fetish?
Yeah, for corgis.
Oh,
That's what I was getting at. No, my point is that it's good fodder for jokes, Ben. If you don't know something, how can you make a hilarious witticism about it?
Maybe the king isn't funny. How about that? You ever think of that?
oh, straight
Maybe
king.
you never hear about him because it's not funny enough for you to hear anything.
He
about
comes
it,
on
you know?
screen during like this coronation. He's like, I want to love with you guys. This is not funny.
Ooh, not funny.
Yes.
Opens like an open mic night.
Yeah.
Just gets booed off the stage.
Yes. Anything else about this toad in the hole?
I don't know what else to tell you. No barbecue sauce, apparently.
Where's the toad?
I think the sausages.
that I couldn't tell you.
I think. Let me guess. I think the sausages represent the toad, and their butts are like frogs' butts sticking up when they're swimming in water, kind of situation.
I get it.
I don't.
Thank you,
but
Evan.
All I can think of is I sent this to Ben and Evan on Instagram, but that picture of Meowth face down in the water, and it just says
Yep.
Meowth found dead in Alola.
Yeah.
Much like Scrappy Doo.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Meowth and Scrappy Doo have a lot in common.
They do have a lot in common. I think Meowth is kind of explicitly based on Scrappy Doo.
Oh,
Meowthy do.
Whoa. Wait.
This is a postulation, but think about it. Small, high-pitched, annoying voice, like kind of
Smart?
like
Cunning?
smart. Scrappy Doo is like fucking Mensa over here, if we all know. I mean, sometimes the villain, but sometimes the hero.
aren't supposed to be able to talk, but talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have like a accent, like a New Jersey accent.
Oh, what if they grew
Oh,
up together?
whoa.
Yeah. They're like,
the streets
hey,
of-
I'm over here, kind of thing.
I kind of want them to meet each other now. Like, what would happen if Scrappy Doo went to the Pokemon world? Like, his mind would explode. Surely.
Well, he would be like caught and then forced into a fight, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the Scooby-Doo franchise does a bazillion crossovers. They've met Batman. They've met the Three Stooges. They've met, all these characters. Why can't they go to the Pokemon world? Anyway, Nintendo
Begs
call
the
me.
question.
Cowards.
They won't let him.
They won't let him. Let's move on to our next recipe. Ian, what do you have for us this week?
Whew. All right. Sorry, I was thinking about like if Ash has ever solved. Like Ash is so fucking dumb. Like,
Has he
There's
ever
no
solved
way.
a mystery?
yeah, Fred would be like, "We're setting this trap," and Ash would surely just fucking fall for it and ruin it.
Yeah. Ash is kind of giving Scooby coded though.
Yeah.
Like
Little
they
bit.
would get along together if they were to be in the group. It would be okay. Sorry, we'll get to your recipe in just a second.
No, please.
If they were to split up and look for clues, Ash would be with Scooby and Shaggy.
Uh-huh.
And Pikachu.
Misty would be with
Velma.
Velma.
Uh-huh.
Well-
Brockwood would be with Fred.
True. Brock is very Fred.
Yes.
They're kind of the same. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're together.
Kind of himbo coded.
Yes.
And they're both hitting on Daphne.
Yeah.
I guess that's one way that this could pan out for sure.
Yeah.
Now
the
that,
only way
now
that
that I'm
would pan
thinking
out.
about it, it's like, yeah, this is a little bit, fan fiction territory that we're getting into. But anyway,
All right. Ian, I'm going to let you turn your light back on. There you go.
Oh, let there be light.
The battery died,
Oh, sorry.
oh dang,
but luckily, much like the Switch too. I've got USB-C.
Hell yeah. Nope, never mind.
I can go turn on a light, or I can just sit in.
I like Ian in the dark.
I'll let Ian take this opportunity to turn on a light, and then I'll go to Evan and say, "What's your recipe?"
Oh, all right. So it looks like a moon, right?
Yeah.
So there's this drink I came upon when looking for how to cook moon recipes. And what came up to me was something I've never really heard of before, called moon milk.
Moon
Milk. Yeah.
Ian, have you heard of this moon milk?
Do you have to soak the moon before you crush
Milk it? Yeah, you squish it out there. It's like a nut.
So, moon milk, you're close. 1 cup of milk of your choosing. In this case, I'm choosing Roaring Moon milk, but you can also use cashew or almond. 1 tablespoon maple syrup. 1 teaspoon of butterfly pea powder to make it a little bit blue, a little bit colorful. Yeah. 1/4 teaspoon ground cinnamon, pinch of nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon of ashwagandha powder, which is like a sleepy time relaxing kind of thing. It's similar to like a tomato, the fruit is. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. And it's kind of like a sleepy time beverage. You know how people in the like Scrooge days were like, honk shoe, I need my warm milk to go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is kind of in that vein
Moon milk.
Moon milk to get you nice and sleepy and just, who needs melatonin? You can just pass out with some moon milk.
Milkatonin.
True.
The milk that you would drink when the moon is out.
Yeah, and it gives strong, like that monster from Star Wars that Luke Skywalker milks.
Oh yeah, blue milk.
Yeah.
All right,
Nice.
cool. So you
Very
go
similar.
straight to the teat of the roaring moon. You squirt it out into your thing. You add some like sugar to it in this situation.
Yeah, a little maple syrup gives
Okay.
it the sweetness, right? And
Yeah.
some spice, some
Yeah.
autumnal spice, as Ben would point out.
Yeah. Do you warm it up at all?
Yeah. So that's the thing. Is you do need? So it does say to heat it all up together, and then you pour it into a warm mug. So you got to like preheat your mug.
Wow.
Preheated
Like the root
milk.
beer.
Yeah, right.
All right. So you get your mug of milk. You take a nice sip. Honk shoe. You're fucking asleep. What kind of dreams are you having off this baby?
Probably the most fucked up dreams you've ever had.
What?
I don't know if you guys have had melatonin or anything, but anytime I've ever taken that, it's like the craziest nightmare fuel that I've ever had.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I haven't.
That sounds terrible.
I haven't had melatonin. I've never taken melatonin, but I know that at least for some people that if they eat dairy close to when they go to bed, they'll have crazy dreams. So if they have
that is
milk
also true.
or cheese like 2 hours before they go to sleep, they'll have fucked up dreams. Yes,
Ian.
Could we nog it?
Could we nog it?
It's like the hydraulic press channel or whatever. Can you nog? Yes.
Moon nog.
You could absolutely moon that nog.
Yeah. Oh, we're nogging now.
I forget. Does eggnog, like, is milk a base of
Yes.
eggnog?
Yes,
Okay,
there's-
so like
You put cream in it. Yeah.
yeah, so you could like egg and moon milk and then let that ferment for a little bit and put some rum in it. I don't know what that would really fuck you up. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't wake up from that one.
The ghost got you when you fell asleep on that one. All right. Well, I'm gonna have dreams about that tonight. And speaking of dreams, Ian, what's your recipe this week?
All right. I was thinking about Roaring Moon, and I too was thinking about the roaring aspect. And I too came across the corn huskin, whatever the
Oh shit.
calzones. I drove by this there as well on Ben's route,
Okay.
but where I arrived was it's loud.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
So
Pokemon
naturally,
is?
we need a loud food.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Uh-huh.
And we need something maybe spicy, because I was looking at its... We haven't really looked at, like, thought about the move sets of Pokemon.
Okay.
We haven't talked about, like, what can they do?
Okay.
And I noticed one of its last moves it learns is Throat Chop. So I was like,
Nice.
maybe I need, like, something that's hot. It's gonna... You're gonna get the Throat Chop from how spicy this fucker is. So might I offer you a garlic chili sizzling roaring moon pot?
Oh,
okay.
nice.
All
It's
right.
hot pot, baby.
Hot
I
pot.
love hot pot.
Because unlike fajitas, I have never been failed by volume when they bring the hot pot to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've never been failed in the loudness factor.
Wait,
Yeah, it's
is
sizzling.
It's sizzling by the time they bring it to you. Usually when they wait, how do you hot pot? Explain. Because I maybe I'm on a different level.
I'm sure you are. I'm afraid what I'm about to describe is not hot pot, and then I'm just gonna get fucking
No, keep it going.
destroyed.
Dude. Keep talking. Keep
Yeah.
talking.
Oh man, can't wait to eat this crow.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at the table. They bring over like a metal pot of my food,
Hot. Some might
and
say.
it's
all-
hot.
Already hot.
Yeah, that's unfortunately, Ian, that's not hot pot.
I mean, it's hot and in a pot, but I don't
Yeah.
know if you can call it hot.
God damn it!
So at a hot pot restaurant, generally you have like a pot in the center of the table.
Oh, that's hot pot.
Yeah, and you turn it on and you
Yeah.
put stuff in it and it cooks and then you take it out and eat it.
What about like Ben knows what I'm talking about here? Like at the Konami restaurant, you can order, or like a Japanese restaurant, you order.
Oh yeah, the like dulcet bob.
Yeah, dulcet bob.
That is a hot pot. It
That is a
not
hot
deny.
pot, but it's not hot pot.
God,
I mean, Ian, I'll count you right on a technicality.
it's wild that like in my waking life, I'm like a respected professional with 2 degrees, but then I come on the show and I'm just the fucking village idiot every fucking time. I'm the jester.
So, but you could keep this as a hot dulcet bob for the Roaring Moon, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll allow it. It's a different thing, but it's fine.
No, fuck it. It's
What?
it's a hot pot. It says hot pot here. I can't back out now.
All right, nice.
800 grams of bone-in moon, roar moon,
Roaring moon.
Yeah.
bone-in roaring moon. Shiitake mushrooms, garlic, shallots, Chinese leeks, dried red chilies, ginger, Shaoxing wine, light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, oyster sauce, salt, sugar, oil, water. You guys have all hot potted before, so I don't know if I need to
Have you?
explain it.
Yeah.
No,
wait, no.
If you can fucking believe it, I have with Michael Woods.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
He's the glue holding this fucking episode together. He
I
weaves
know he's
in
like
and out.
silently here.
Yeah.
Michael is
Judging
the
us.
yeah. He's the mastermind behind this operation.
Yeah.
Marinate the moon. Chop up your fragrant the aromatics. Heat the wok. Throw the aromatics in. Throw the meats in. Chilies. Get it hot. Put it in a pot. And give it to your top.
Nice.
Good.
Excellent. Can we crack an egg in there?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that what they do? I don't fucking know anything.
I gotta admit, I don't know if that's what they do.
Okay.
I don't either.
I was just pulling that from like the dulcet bob kind of comparison.
Like,
But it's not that.
I know.
if I went to a hot pot restaurant and brought my own eggs and like
okay, well,
cracked an egg into
Ian,
the
if
middle,
you went to
would they be mad?
if you went to any restaurant and brought your own eggs, I would think most people would think that would be a bit odd.
You're like, no, I got it. I don't.
got it.
You don't need to charge me for that one.
Yeah.
I got it.
You're like, I would like an omelet, and you're like, here you go.
I brought
sir.
my own eggs. Yeah.
like, because the hot pot, it's usually like hot oil, right?
In the
And
hot
you,
pot.
like,
It's
you
soup.
like cook the.
It's like a soup. It's
It's
like
like
a
a
hot
I have
soup.
definitely not had this before.
Yes.
Oh,
It's,
Ian, come visit.
I don't know if there's any in. I mean, Jeremy would know in New Mexico.
I don't know. There might be, but I don't know
maybe
off
in
the top
Albuquerque,
of my head.
maybe.
Yeah,
But it's like I hadn't seen any until I moved to New York.
Yeah, I'd not had hot pot as that is described until I went to China.
Of course.
Sorry.
It all comes back to this, Jeremy.
I fucking ate it at lunch and then saw a panda. It was great. All right. So that's your Roaring Moon hot pot. Well, sounds good. It does sound good. And it's not humiliating.
It does sound good.
Which
No,
is,
it's
I
great.
think, an important factor. My recipe this week is a libation of sorts. You go down to your favorite restaurant or bar, if you will, and you order some, chips, maybe some dip. And you're getting ready for the evening with your friends, and you're like, I know what will turn this up just a little bit. And that's a roaring Salamango margarita from your bar. So what we're going to do is we're going to make...
Cheers.
Yes. Thank you. What we're going to do is be making a spicy mango margarita for our delight tonight. We're going to incorporate some of the... I guess the best way to call it is essence of the Roaring Moon. I think the tips of its not tail, but like wings. We're gonna snip those off and grind them up for our salt rim, but we'll get to that in a second. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our tequila, mango juice, and some your other traditional mix-ins for your margarita, triple sec, that kind of stuff. Mix that together, and then we're gonna make the rim out of chili salt and Roaring Moon essence to give it that extra zip kind of situation every time your lips touch the glass. So you bring it up to your mouth, you take a drink, you got that kind of salty, spicy flavor from the rim, and then it gets overrun by the intoxicating sweetness of the mango margarita. And that's my Roaring Salamango margarita. Yes.
What color is it?
What color is it? Well, the margarita itself, I would say, is kind of a mango colored, perhaps a orange, and the rim will be kind of a red and blue mixture. Much like the Roaring Moon itself.
Do you
See,
Yes, Ben?
well, so my only critique, and actually now I have two of them, but which
shit.
was that in my mind when you were talking about this margarita, I was thinking about the colors a lot, and I was thinking like how perfectly the colors are like a rim around the Roaring Moon.
Yes.
And so I was imagining that the liquid would be like the same color of red, and then the outside would be the blue rim to like.
We could put in the now banned Red 3 into our margarita. Or like it's blue, so maybe one of our liqueur is like curacao or something kind of situation. As a mix in there, but I think mango juice kind of has too much of a color in and of itself, and and tequila's clear, so that will mostly take over kind of the visual. But I'm agreeing with you. I think the rim shouldn't be all the way around. It should be a crescent rim like kind of match the style, and maybe on one side the salt kind of goes down a little bit more. You know how sometimes they'll have like kind of a bit of lower elevation on the salt rim. So it goes down on one side and one side's clear. So it gives you kind of like a 3D crescent on your glass.
Or do you make the crescent after your first sip? You're like, you sip it and you put it down, and that's when I take the picture.
Yeah.
And it's like missing the little mouth part.
Well, I prefer having salt on the rim for a margarita, so I would not be opposed to that.
My only other piece of critique is consider Roaring Moongo margarita.
Roaring Moongo.
Yes,
I was actually thinking about it. I was like, do I just call it Roaring Margarita or Roaring Mango Margarita or something? But it is based on a Salamence, and I like throwing in the Salamence in there as like a title. So
You don't want to throw in the moon in there just because that's the name of the freaking Pokemon.
Roaring is in there. Roaring Salamango Moongarita. How about that?
Jeremy, they're trying to give you their vote right now, and you're saying no.
Yeah, but Ben, what about Roaring Salamango Mungarita?
I mean, I actually kind of like the way you said that, so I'm not gonna. You've sold me on that piece of.
Okay, all right. Well, let's review our recipes now. From Ben, we have rip roaring toad in a hole.
Moon in the hole.
Yes, rip roaring toad in a hole.
Moon
From from Evan, we have moon milk. From Ian, we have roaring moon hot pot, and from me, we have roaring salamango mungarita. So Ben is getting the form ready in this last section. So let's vamp a little bit.
Did you consider our Rargarita?
That would be definitely a drink at my furry bar, the Rargarita.
R-A-W-R.
Yeah, R-A-W-R Garita. This is also a bar for like seeing people as well, though I don't think they're really into margaritas as like an aesthetic. I don't know. Anyway, Mario Kart 9. Can't believe they're gonna fucking call it Mario Kart 10. That's fucked up.
It's just gonna be Mario Kart 8 with some extra shit.
I mean, isn't that all games? Like, what else can we do here? What could you possibly want from another Mario Kart?
I can't, and that's why they shouldn't make it. It's not gonna live up to my expectations.
Fair.
All right, Ben, who won? Wow, it's that.
Excuse me.
It's that exciting.
I'm so sorry. That was disgusting.
Okay.
I only have 3 votes. I don't know what to say.
Oh, because I voted in my own poll. I created an entirely separate poll because I didn't know who was doing it.
Evan made their own election.
Okay. Evan's like, I don't know. This one's saying I'm winning.
Yeah, I mean, 100% of the vote.
Okay, so this is interesting because we have another tie, which I think is just showing us that like maybe we can't handle ties. Maybe we have to find some other way to tie break.
Flip a coin,
since we won't have the same kind of like timing. But
yeah,
this is why we need guests.
Yeah,
that's why we need guests. So I got 2 votes and Jeremy got 2 votes. I don't know.
Let me tell you,
if we want to try to.
Let's hash it out right now. Would you rather have a delicious drink or a humiliating dinner?
Oh, I'd rather be humiliated.
Okay.
And I voted for you,
I
Jeremy.
win. I would rather be humiliated.
Okay, let's say Ben won then.
I'll take it.
I'll gladly give up my my crown. All right, let's move on to the mail section. ichoosepod@gmail.com. Whalelords Mail Horde. ichewspod@gmail.com. Again, we're recording kind of out of order, so we don't have any mail right now. So ichoosepod@gmail.com.
Jeremy, the fans can't keep up.
Yeah, well, it's kind of fell into this situation, and honestly, it's probably pretty good because we'll be there's like some holidays coming up and stuff like that. I like being ahead of schedule. Actually, it's nice. Now, let's pick next week's Pokemon in a section I like to call Pick'emon. Evan, can you give me a number between 906 and 1025?
Let's see, 110. Ooh, we're getting up there again.
I don't like these ones.
I could do another.
Okay, give me another.
I want an original.
914.
914. Well, I believe that will be one of the starters. Indeed, it's Quaquaval, the final evolution of Quaxley, and it's a flamenco dancing duck. So,
oh yeah, this one's cool.
There we go.
Send in your Quaquaval recipes. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. Quaquaval. Quaquaval. Quack. I think it's trying to do like quack and aqua.
Quaqua.
I don't think that's how it's pronounced. Quaquavel.
Find out next week.
Yep. On I Choose You, Quaquavel. Send in your Quaquavel recipes. ichoosepod@gmail.com. The plugging round. Ben, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Ben C. Montoya or on Tumblr at thefearandnow.tumblr.com.
Ian.
can find me on Instagram at Musician Davis.
Evan.
I'm going to shout out this margarita. Cutwater Lime Margaritas at a store near you. Shout out.
All right, and you can follow me at Velocity Prime 1 on Blue Sky, Velocity Prime No 1 on Tumblr, and check out my writing at the-avocado.org. That's the-avocado.org. This has been the show. I've been your host. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, or podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, make sure to give us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, check out our social media pages, I Choose Pod, on Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, and Tumblr. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, head on over to the I Choose You Discord. You can submit recipes, talk with fellow fans, and participate in community events. That's all in the I Choose You Discord. Last but not least, head over to our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store. That's ichooseyou.menu. That's been the show, and I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zeelig.
Been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
Been your saloon, Ian Davis.
And Evan Aubrey.
And to all the choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
I wanna be the greatest chef, like no one ever was. To cook them is my real test, to taste them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the flavor that's inside. I choose you, gotta cook 'em. It's you and me. Ben, Evan, and Jeremy. I choose you. Oh, we're your best friends. In this world we must digest. I choose you, gotta cook 'em all. Our appetite will pull us through. You roast me and I'll roast you. I choose you. Gotta cook 'em all. Gotta cook 'em all. I choose you.